Rothwood. Welcome to 95 Nerds.
Why are you making fun of me?
Just warming up my vocal range. I'm gonna get all the ums out now.
I wish I could save the shit that Corey fucking just uses as filler and put it as a...
Like, I'm transitioning between thoughts, like what he said. I'm like, well, you know, kind of like...
I don't do that shit. I'm the one that edits it. I know what I do.
No, that's what I say.
I do this. And so does Brian. Bad. And we were doing an episode, and Brian was fucking eating. He's like, I've never heard somebody, like, punch spoon into a bowl. It's like, clink, 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 clink. And don't drag things across here. Fix it up.
Yeah.
So, welcome to episode 7 of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood. That's me. Corey Urkel.
That's me.
And our guest today is Travis Angelis.
Hey, that's me.
Today's episode will probably revolve mostly around Civil War. I've seen it twice. Travis has seen it twice. Corey's seen it
I'm the
once.
Odd man out. Shit.
It's a shame.
But we'll see. We'll see if we get into anything after that. We'll see how long it takes to talk about Civil War. It was pretty good. There's a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things that it's set up for the future. So
Yeah, it was a Marvel movie.
Yeah. All right, next topic.
Yeah, we're done.
Done.
Pretty good.
Next, Marvel,
That's all you have to say.
MCU, giant, good.
So
You know, I never really thought about it because I'm an idiot. But I mean, it was Batman versus Superman, and then it was Captain America versus Iron Man.
So obviously this wasn't as good as Batman.
Or
The Room.
Yeah, this was much, much better
Why don't you go first this
than
time?
me. I never go first. Anyways,
I know.
This was much better than Batman versus Superman. I enjoyed it a lot. My favorite parts. You're laughing at me because I just said aren't you?
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay. Well, my favorite parts, honestly, is as great as the movie was, Black Panther fucking blew me away. The way he fought, the way he moved. And, you know, I was paying attention to it even more the second time I saw it. Just the way he moved, every punch thrown, it was just so organic. I loved the way that he fought. And Tom Holland as Spider-Man was excellent. And it was only in for a couple minutes, but it made me super excited for Spider-Man movie next year, right?
I think so.
I think it's next year, and Black Panther's the year after that. I almost want the Black Panther movie more.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really... of course, we've had 5 Spider-Man movies.
What's his, what's it, Chadwick Boseman?
Yeah, Boseman.
Okay, so when he did Jackie Robinson in 42, and then he did James Brown, he'd had the James Brown, like, lingo down. Like, he really... I think it'd be easy for most people to just go, I'm going to play an African guy that wears a Black Panther costume and fights crime. But when you watch the movie and you hear him talk in that specific accent, and you're like, okay, this guy actually took this movie very seriously, because it's not like a civil rights movie like Jackie Robinson was. It wasn't a period piece like James Brown was.
Yeah, he was excellent.
I thought the guy was just a big pussy.
Yeah. Like Winter Soldier?
No, I'm like, he's a giant cat guy.
And why is it that SWAT or whatever the fuck people were that were coming after Winter Soldier only shoot at his hand?
Right.
Can he just block every bullet? They only...
You notice that with Cap's shield and one, like, when minigun's shooting him in Winter Soldier, like, okay, they should really take out Cap's legs. He has a big shield. So when Winter Soldier does it with an arm, you're like, okay, this is going to go down to one guy's got like a metal finger. And he'll be blocking machine gun bullets.
That'll be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I guess people do a samurai sword, so...
I mean, this is obviously just nitpicking. I mean, it's something very minor.
Yeah. And that was the German special force. They trained to shoot at the arms.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Don't kill him, just take him out in the arm.
Yeah.
Specifically the arm. God.
So that's all you thought of it? Okay.
Okay, no, the movie was excellent. The storyline was good. I mean, there was a couple things here and there. Tony Stark kind of overreacts about every little thing. Okay, we're going to get into this because I know I have an unpopular opinion because I'm more so... Okay, Corey and I both read the comics.
Yeah.
Civil War was huge. They have Civil War 2 going on right now, which I haven't read, but Civil War...
This is like a decade ago now.
Yeah, it was an excellent storyline. And in the comic, it's black and white, really. Cap is right, Iron Man's wrong. For the movie, they didn't want to alienate Iron Man fans, basically. They had to put it a little bit more in the middle. I think that there is no problem with the act, the bill, or whatever you want to call it, the Sokovia Accords.
Mm-hmm.
There's no problem with that. You should be monitored. You shouldn't be... And as shitty as Secretary of State is, what is his name? William Hurt, I can't think of his name, in Ross,
Yeah.
General Ross,
Yeah.
as shitty
AKA the Red Hulk.
as shitty as he is, it makes sense. You can't have U.S. based people flying over to other countries, ignoring all the laws there, and just fucking fighting whoever they want to, because you would start World War III. You know, Putin would get pissed. He'd be like, "Why are these U.S. fuckers in my country doing this?"
They do this nowadays.
And right now the tensions are high in a lot of places. Now we're getting political. We're talking about fictional characters.
If you don't like America, you can just get out.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with them having, like Rhodey said, 117 countries want to sign this. Can you really go against what 117 separate countries have decided? You can't. I mean, you have to.
There's only one country that matters, and that country is America. And if you don't like America, Captain America, you can just join Ironman and get out.
My thing with that whole concept was, look at what the Avengers were created to do and have done that the whole world just takes for granted. Had the Avengers not been there in New York, the Chitauri and Loki would be dominating the world. Had the Avengers not been there in Sokovia, Ultron would have obliterated the world. So here we are. Yeah, there's collateral damage, but the collateral damage is just a part of them saving the greater good. You know, like you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. So you have to be able to have a little bit of a casualty basis in order to save the whole world.
Until you're the eggs, you don't really care.
This is gonna be one of my nitpicks, so I'll just say it now. The whole guilt tripping, like the Avengers by Ross, the dumbest. Nobody should have bought that shit. For one, like they said, the government will, decide how to use appropriate force. You guys, New York, you guys freaking destroyed everything. If they were there, literally, the government's plan was to nuke New York.
Yeah.
So I don't think Avengers stepping in really did any less damage than a nuclear bomb would have done.
Yeah. I don't think that the Accords is a bad idea. It's just you can't have that piece of shit being the one that.
Right.
Yeah, it was carried out poorly. The idea is good.
Yeah.
And the follow through is bad. And what did they say? Wasn't it like the leaders would come and vote if you were supposed to? That's not fast enough. You have to have a fast response team. All these people have to have a BlackBerry or iPhone or whatever. Mm-hmm. You text them, they can vote right there. Right. If they don't vote, their vote's gone. So whatever majority rules is.
What happens if they make a decision that, let's say we would find make it a legal decision or a black market decision for the Avengers to go do something for an agenda-based situation, and Captain America goes, whoa, I'm not going to go dig this whole team and just so you can get that, Russian missile silo.
But how hard is it for, the Senate to pass something here? I mean, you'd have to have 117 world leaders decide that this illegal thing is okay to do. I'm not saying that this is specifically a good idea, but having supervision is not negative. I would just carry it out in a poor way.
Just bring back Nick Fury and have him be the supreme leader.
If Avengers were being overwatched by S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that, that was basically what they were. I mean, I don't know why they're off on their own now. The U.S. government should still be. So no, they're saying Avengers is a club, a standalone club with no affiliations to the U.S. government. Is that what?
Yeah, because I mean they're.
So they're just doing whatever the fuck they want.
That's what they're doing now. They're doing whatever the fuck they want.
Well, in Avengers, they work for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Captain
They have to be...
They all work for S.H.I.E.L.D. So after S.H.I.E.L.D. went away, they didn't branch over to the CIA. They just...
Yeah, they're an independent contractor. That does whatever they want, wherever they want. Yeah.
It's mostly for their own agenda, finding Loki's... Finding the... what was that? The blue...
The Tesseract?
Yeah, the Tesseract.
I think it's funny also that if there's ever a suicide bomber in the real world, do you ever blame somebody who's right there trying to stop the suicide bomber?
No.
And if a suicide bomber went off in a marketplace compared to 100 feet up and took out one floor of a building?
Yeah, regardless if it went off on the floor and
it would have killed at least there would have been 100 casualties in the marketplace if she hadn't stopped that compared to 15.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
Starting there, can we just say how horrible of a character Crossbones is? I hated that moment in that. That might be an unpopular, but I looked at that guy. I'm like, first off, how do you survive a building falling on your head? Okay. Secondly,
I like the gloves.
Yeah. And then secondly, he he's essentially doing a suicide mission for a biohazard weapon. Like, what is the point here?
Yeah,
I mean, it was maybe to set up the fear for the Scarlet Witch, but I mean,
he fell into that thing where he was a villain who was like, oh, we're so excited he's in it. It's like Balrock the Leaper or Baron Strucker or whatever.
St. Pierre was better than this guy too.
But they all lasted 5 minutes before they got taken out. But it kind of sucked. At the end of Winter Soldier, like, oh, he's going to be a major character. He's going to be the one who kills Captain America. And for him to be taken out in the first 5 minutes, I wouldn't say it's disappointing, but I see what you're saying. If he could have been a better main villain than maybe Zemo.
I have an unpopular opinion. I think that the girl that plays Scarlet Witch is much better looking than Scarlett Johansson.
I had this talk yesterday.
Oh, really?
I prefer.
I'm an Olsen fan.
I didn't know she was
all of them.
I didn't know she was the twin.
Really?
I didn't know she was related.
I didn't either.
Yesterday.
So, didn't you tell me?
She's
No,
a far better actor.
Fabian
I think
somebody else told me.
Elizabeth Olsen's a far better actor.
She is.
She doesn't
very
make
pretty.
nearly as much money as her
No.
twin sisters, but
No. But
We're all in agreement on that.
and Zemo, excellent villain. I like the fact that all the villains in Captain America are kind of grounded. They're not super villains. They're not these big, super powered people.
He didn't have a costume.
I like the planning, the scheming, just that a regular guy got to this point. Whether you like him or not, I don't give a shit.
I'll get into nitpicking with him.
Okay.
Because after a while, you think about it. But I guess.
I mean, you've only seen it once. So.
Yeah, right. I'll save my opinion for last. So if Travis cares to weigh in.
So, Zemo, I was underwhelmed with Zemo. I never read the Civil War comics.
He was not involved.
So, in my knowledge on the comic series is
It was a superhero
limited.
registration act instead of this. It's like we're revealing our identity.
I don't like the catalyst in this compared to the book, but
Oh yeah,
I
the book was better, but they couldn't do.
No, in the book, elementary school got blown up by a group of unsupervised vigilantes trying to stop some
What?
vigilantes.
Are you Spanish all of a sudden?
How do I say it?
Vigilantes.
You said vigilantes.
Yeah, vigilantes.
It's vigilantes.
Vigilants.
Tomato.
But so Zemo's character,
Elementary school got blown up anyway.
his character to me is underwhelming. I get it.
Ooh, I have thought.
I personally, if I was a villain, I would have unleashed the other, Winter Soldiers and have them rain havoc on the world.
That was what everybody expected, though, and that's why it was kind of cool that he didn't do that. It was a complete split. And then when you saw
Made him a pussy because he's like listening to the stupid message over and over again with his dead wife and his kid. Like, I'm sitting there going like, dude, come on.
I would be devastated. I would kill everyone.
But you would kill everyone. You wouldn't have. But you wouldn't try and have inner turmoil kill the Avengers.
Me killing Corey, eventually, wouldn't be as serious as Corey's brother killing Corey. I mean, it's you have real brothers, so
Yeah.
Now you know what? Okay, so this was me nitpicking as well, and I usually don't do this. Why do you have the bomb in your fucking hotel room, and how did he get it out and into a crate without anybody?
Thank you. Plot.
It was like in the closet or
the
bomb.
EMP thing?
The bathroom, yeah. I mean, and it was huge. It wasn't small. I mean, it was in a wooden crate. Mm-hmm. Why was it in the? I don't know.
That's at least my issues.
I mean, you go and you build it in the hotel room, and then you disassemble it, and then have it built in a box somewhere else, and then put in a delivery van to go into a middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that the Avengers get blamed for everything. Like who's that black lady who killed Chip? Jr.
He overreacts about everything.
Ultron killed your son. It was if he got caught in the backblast,
Well, he created Ultron.
Yeah, okay, in that way. But does the public know that?
I don't know.
I mean, as far as they know, I mean, whatever. But he got guilt tripped so easily, and then with this guy and his family, getting killed. Blame the bro. Don't try to blame the heroes. You don't blame the firefighters for 9/11 when something collapsed. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
You didn't save my son quick enough.
Ever since Avengers 1, Tony Stark has pretty much been this overreacting bitch when it comes to.
And they dealt with that in the PTSD.
In 3, Iron Man 3.
If he's so guilt tripped about, hurting children and whatnot, why would he bring a 15-year-old to Germany and make him fight superheroes?
Yeah. And by the way, he beat the shit out of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He owned it.
Yeah.
I loved it when he caught Winter Soldier's fist. Like, oh my god, you have a metal arm! I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Everything about the fighting, all the scenes with Spider-Man, awesome. But just the idea that he was kind of shoehorned in the movie and it didn't fit Iron Man's character to bring a kid that he didn't know into like a dangerous situation when he just feels guilty for getting some other people killed.
He's a superhero.
Yeah.
The people he killed.
If he could have said, hey, I know somebody. Let me go to New York. I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna bring Daredevil.
Right.
I'm gonna bring
A
Luke
lot of people
Cage.
said that.
Why didn't they bring Daredevil? What's wrong with Daredevil?
Bring an adult,
Blind.
not a 15-year-old, and you blackmail him.
Luke Cage is black. Is that why he didn't
Yeah. Well, they already have one.
go?
or-
Two.
or-
Black Panther.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They had
Rhodey, Black Panther.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Rhodey.
Bring the
I
Iron
was
Le-
thinking about Rhodey.
Bring the Iron Legion.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
This could have been a number of alternatives, but
Marissa Tomei is 51, by the way.
And she still looks amazing.
Yeah.
good. That'll be cool, Aunt May.
Yeah.
The flirting with her and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna be in the next Spider-Man, and
He
I would
is.
like that he would ditch Pepper Potts, and she's never in a Marvel movie again.
Yeah, I'd be okay with
And
Gwyneth
hooking up
Paltrow
with Aunt
doing
May.
it now.
Gwyneth Paltrow's a pain.
I would like
Yeah.
that. So Civil War, really good. A little long.
It was a little long, and I only thought that the second time because Parker's 6 and we were
Yeah.
sitting in the movie theater for
You
2.5
go out
hours.
antsy. Fight scenes, awesome. Even little moments. Anytime freaking Hawkeye and Winter Soldier talk to each other, or they smile at Steve Rogers getting the kiss from a girl. That's like that's not even like it's the most subtle
You say Hawkeye?
joke.
Falcon.
Falcon?
In the back. Of
Yeah,
the
sorry.
Yeah, their relationship was great.
Sorry.
He's
Yeah.
like, I
I
hate
know.
you.
Yeah.
You know what I liked? I liked Falcon kicking the back of the helicopter, even though it was stupid.
Yeah.
It was kind of
making
over
it
the top. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he stepped up tremendously in
Yeah.
this movie.
I liked him in Winter Soldier, and he was even better
I
than
mean,
this.
he in that one he had guns and kicks. This one he has his wings are a shield.
Yeah.
And like a mobile shield. No matter which way he turns, I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
The
And
Red
that's
Rob or
probably,
the Red
Red
Bird.
Wing.
Red
well, and
Wing
that's
or whatever.
probably all Stark Tech. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But
Go ahead, you can pet it.
Red Wing's awesome.
I
Winter Soldier is awesome, and Black Panther awesome. Spider-Man,
I'm more
Ant-Man.
Team Robert.
Giant Man.
I'm more Team Robert Downey Jr. than anything else in the movie because I like all the characters.
I didn't feel that. I don't like bureaucratic mumbo jumbo.
Well, it's true. I mean, it was going to happen eventually. He's just trying to.
So it would have been if the Avengers were a part of the government agency, and next time they say, let's just nuke this place, Avengers are going to be called in. So they have no. If
Yeah, but there'd be 117 other countries that would have to agree to nuke a place.
I don't think. I think last time it was a Security Council of 4 people.
Yeah, I know, but it's not the World Security Council. Rhodey said that, if you remember.
Yeah,
You've only
it's
seen
slightly
it once.
different. So this time it's
117.
when an alien invasion comes over in Wakanda, and every other nation in the world is like nuke them. We're gonna be Wakandans are gonna be fucked.
So what I don't get
Break
is
some eggs.
at the end when you're going into the extra scenes and they're re-cryoed, Genesis,
Stupid.
Bucky Barnes, and it's the jungle.
He's in
but,
Wakanda.
But when they were in Wakanda getting the vibranium in Ultron, it was like this desert wasteland with the ship in the dirt.
I don't know if they were in Wakanda. Were they in Wakanda?
I don't think so either, 'cause
I think they were.
Because that city they destroyed was another.
Wakanda's landlocked.
Okay.
I had the above the topographical map. Is that
I think the guy who is the weapons dealer smuggled it
Andy
out.
Serkis.
Yeah, Andy Serkis smuggled it. I can't remember his character's
So you
name.
got to assume that Andy Serkis is going to be a bigger part of Black Panther then, right?
He's running a smuggling ring. Out
I
of
want to
Wakanda.
see just Bozeman kick the shit out of more people.
Dude, totally. I thought the best line in the movie was again Paul Rudd's comedic, and he's
Intro.
in the suit. He's
I
like,
know you.
"I'm your conscience. You haven't
Yeah.
heard from me in a while." I'm like,
He's
"Yes."
great. He adds just enough, oomph.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nitpicking, I'm going to complain about the villain's scheme.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're watching it, you don't notice anything. You think, okay, it's cool. Love the idea, making the Avengers fight themselves, disassembled kind of thing. But the way he went about it was so much luck and happenstance. In the way, the biggest one
You do
was
this a lot. That they'd all show up on the island.
no, like so Captain America and Winter Soldier make it through all these adversities, and they make their way to Russia to follow this guy who he wanted them to follow, and they were going to confront him. And just by luck, Iron Man found out where they were going. Barely. And when they all got there, then he showed Iron Man the video. It's like, oh, I'm glad you're all here. I planned for this. Iron Man watches video. Now you guys are going to kill each other. Yes!
What's funny is while I'm watching that, I specifically thought, I'm like, Corey's going to say that it's just luck and happenstance. It's a movie.
Well, what happened when Iron Man doesn't show up? Like, he's going to show them the movie?
Which they already know the situation because one.
They both
Bucky
know.
Barnes
It's
did
a
it.
movie.
So what was his grand plan going to be? Why did he flee to Russia? If like he didn't tell Iron Man exactly where he was going. If he had like sent out a release like, okay, Iron Man, here I'm going, that makes sense. Iron Man had to play detective to find out where they were going.
Yeah.
So that end confrontation would have been dumb. slightly okay him shooting all those other Winter Soldiers. I would like them to be. He could have just left them in the chambers for all he cared about. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. You have to kill him, like he hated super soldiers. And why was there? Why was this movie stuff? Why was there a camera right where the freaking car crashed?
Yeah, I thought that too.
This is 1991.
On a deserted road.
Was that a VHS tape? Why is a billionaire like Donald Trump driving his own car with like nuclear secrets in the trunk to an airport with his wife all by himself? Do you think Donald Trump drives himself?
No.
Do you think the most famous billionaire in the world would drive himself?
I don't know if Stark is as big a schmuck as Donald Trump is.
He had his own expo. He's a douchebag. He had his own tower.
It's to see the brightest innovations around the world.
Yeah, that guy. He had been the most famous inventor on the planet. He was Walt Disney, basically.
And who had his own expos?
Yeah. And he was driving himself on a backward road.
In a Lincoln Continental.
I wonder if it was his driveway. Like if he has one of those driveways that's like 8 miles long. You know.
With VHS cameras pointed at every freaking jungle, like little corner. So I was like,
But when you saw Tony Stark's face and he was like, I know
Yeah.
that road, that was excellent.
Yeah.
If they rearranged a little bit, I might have been like, why was there a camera there? And they have the perfect angle of him murdering his parents. Like, who the heck had
Wasn't
that?
it at a gate? Well, because
Yeah, it was in the middle of the road.
yeah, but when they crash, it looks like it's in the middle of nowhere. But when he's looking at the camera, it looked like there was a gate right there.
I didn't notice.
I gotta watch that again. Maybe I'll go
Yeah,
tomorrow.
so
No.
the villain and the villain.
Just for that one part, sit through the whole movie.
Do you think Zemo had any plot to do with Crossbones? Or was that a separate, like, little side
I don't
mission?
know.
Because if he didn't, then he had no say in the Accords happening.
Maybe it was loosely, because like in Winter Soldier, it was loosely like Black Widow was going to the ship to find shield files or whatever. Maybe this time it was, I don't know. I'm just.
So if he had no plan in the Accords, it all just happened, like, lucked together. Like, oh man, they're gonna make these Accords, and I hope the Avengers are divided. If all the Avengers were on one side or the other, his plan wouldn't have worked.
I also have something.
Winter Soldier had been killed by German troops if they had learned to shoot, not the arm.
Not the arms.
His plan would have been kaput. The Avengers would have stayed together.
That was terrible.
And if Winter Soldier had escaped that facility where right when he brainwashed him and escaped and took off and was lost for another 7 years or whatever, well, his plan was kaput.
The biggest problem in the whole movie. When the guy's hanging upside down in the water tub, his mouth was above the ledge.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have.
No,
he would have been fine.
I was wondering if you can breathe in and keep your mouth or your nose shut, like upside down, if that would be a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
I figured the producer.
They did that too many times. Cause I noticed that the second time I was
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Like, the water was very low 1 minute, and then he gets pissed, shuts it off, turns it back on. It's super high, and now drowning him all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, people. You can't have like a half-burnt cigarette and then come back with a full cigarette in the next scene. You gotta.
That's movie magic.
But this, of course, is all nitpicking because I'm.
Awesome movie. I think Captain America 2 held up better. I think the plot was a little stronger. It wasn't as many, I mean, as much nitpick as I could do this movie, I could do less in the other movie. It is more coherent,
I thought the CG body mashing was better in this one. Like, I really thought that was Robert Downey Jr. at 19 or whatever.
Yeah, he was good.
pretty good.
Yeah, and compared to Steve Rogers on this, like, you get Chris Evans' head on this skinny body in the Captain America First Avenger. I'm like, okay, that looks CG.
It was like
but this one really looked good. Benjamin Button.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Well, Ant-Man when he was young at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Oh, with what's his name? Not actual Ant-Man, but
You know what I'm kind of pissed off is nobody died. I mean, Carter died.
I was gonna bring up 3 people died in the movie that had names: Crossbones, Peggy Carter, and the Wakandan president.
yeah, but I mean,
And they
I
were
was expecting an Avenger to die.
yeah.
Like in the
What a
last
cop
one.
out. The worst they did is like Rhodey might be in trouble. I know he's paraplegic, but Stark Tech he'll actually be fine by the next movie.
And don't you think it's a little weird that he made out with the aunt and the niece?
Yeah.
It's a little strange, right?
Keep it in the family.
Yeah. She's cute.
Yeah, no, totally.
But, I mean...
I don't know.
So,
It makes sense. She's basically her, not reincarnate, but I mean,
Haley Atwell's way better looking.
yeah, I don't dislike this.
I don't either. But you're like Mr.
Oh,
Haley
yeah,
Atwell.
totally. If I had to pick, it's Haley Atwell. But if she's 98 years old and dead, it's an easy
Then you want her
choice.
even more?
Yeah.
We all know you're
you don't have a time
necrophilia.
machine. And how nobody called Thor? Is it hard to call Thor up?
I'm sure it'll be taken care of when Thor 3 comes out because it's like they've insinuated it's gonna be like a buddy film, like him and Hulk are together, and they've said that it could possibly set up a Planet Hulk.
And where's Nick Fury this whole movie?
It's gonna
I
be Planet Hulk.
specifically read that Nick Fury wasn't in it because they didn't want another biased opinion because he would influence so much because he's
Nick Fury.
He's Nick Fury. He's the head of these guys. It's basically like they said, what'll happen when Dad goes away?
You know, it should have had him at the end helping Captain America infiltrate the Raft prison or something.
And he's picking a side.
The war, it was over by then.
Yeah, but he's still picking a side. I mean,
like,
it's still
putting those people in the Raft prisons is
that
horrible.
Yeah.
Those are
Well, that's the fucking douchebag trying to be Mr. Power.
That prison was built like for super powerful people, and so they put the Falcon, who has no superpowers, Hawkeye, who has no superpowers, and who else? Ant-Man, who has no superpowers in there. You could put them
anywhere.
And then it doesn't matter because Captain America just broke them out without a suit or a shield. So why I don't know. I don't say why they put it in the movie. I understand fan stuff, but to introduce it and then not have it be of like functional use yet. Maybe it's setting up, but they can make it in prison.
And it's not even none of this is even gonna matter. It's gonna be a race because in Avengers 3, it's gonna be like we need everybody. He's gonna pick up the phone, call him, and everything's gonna be okay because they're gonna need.
I like for now that it might be Secret Avengers split and then main Avengers, with Captain leading one and Iron Man the other.
Well, Infinity Wars, like the rumors with when the Infinity Wars comes out here, that's potentially where you see Captain America die, and you get the new mantle being taken up by either the Falcon or Bucky Barnes. He actually, and I was watching a video, and they were talking. It was at some expo or con recently where he was talking about, hey, they brought me in, they said you want to do this character, and then you might become Captain America, and I was like, cool, yeah, whatever, like leaking that little bit of, like they had at least mentioned that to him as a possibility when he came on to be the Winter Soldier, and I'm like, if they're mentioning it, they could just be redirecting, but it still could be a possibility.
And they've mentioned he's had enough FaceTime now to where he's, especially in this one. Yeah. I mean, he had some badass moments when he had that battering ram, and he was like, boom.
Yeah, I hate the fact they put him on ice again though. They Han Solo'd him.
Yeah,
it's like that's dumb. They can build supercomputers, everything, and they have to cryo freeze him until they figure out how to get rid of his mind. Fucking.
You just kill him.
Or just keep him away from anybody who knows the secret Russian passcode, I guess.
Right. Well, just destroy the book.
Kill Zemo, shred the papers on the book, and you're good to go.
So that was funny. The whole Russian base was abandoned, and so that guy had to go through leaps and bounds just to find that Russian base. I'm sure it was in the book.
So another plot hole in that. Okay, so when we last left the new super soldiers, the new Winter Soldiers, they were kicking the shit out of every goddamn guard in that facility. And then when we see them next, they're quietly in cryosleep.
How did they get him in there?
How would they willingly go back into cryosleep to be awoken later on for a mission, or how? Like, what happened to get them back? Because if they're that recluse, then why wouldn't they just break out of the prison and go create havoc?
I assume they could have used sleep gas or code words.
Bucky also said that the doctor could kind of control them.
Okay.
So. I mean, obviously,
the doctor was getting his shit kicked out.
Yeah, and then so Bucky was getting his ass kicked by the one guy, and then when he's like, "Get me out of here," the one guy tried to attack him. He just fucked him up. I'm like,
I thought it was a different dude attacked him.
Was it? Yeah, it was a different guy, but it was still one of the.
It looked like to me there's one main that was super strong, and the other ones were lesser than. So.
Gotcha.
I feel it was
they didn't have metal arms.
I feel it was like Soldier, and he was Kurt Russell, and the other guy was a bald dude. Remember that movie?
No, never seen it.
Soldier?
Yeah, never seen it.
Oh.
Was there a significance with the vibranium ring versus the vibranium arm? Like when because they focused in on that pretty
they
heavily.
Like him almost controlling the vibranium.
Yeah, it was weird.
He put it
like was there a magnetic field that put like when you put two magnets opposite sides they won't touch? You know, is like that how the vibranium works?
Think about that. Yeah, we don't know yet.
It's a weird moment.
Like 2 more years.
They focused in on that for like a good 2-3 seconds. I'm like, what does that even matter? And then when he's twirling the ring after his dad died,
it's very close-up shot.
Yeah, like does that magically make him the Black Panther now, or was he the Black Panther previously because he was a warrior?
Like he was previously.
Yeah. I don't like. I mean, I don't. I do like how he wasn't obsessed like with killing his father's murder. Like most movies, you go through the whole motion of I'm gonna get you. I'm so red with anger. And this movie, by the end of it, it's like okay, he's gonna become the worst at the end because he snuck aboard. He got to Russia, and then he's not even in the fight at all. And he walks out. He has a moment with the villain. Like I'm not angry at you, really. I don't let vengeance consume me. I was like, that's cool. He didn't have to go through the whole, stereotypical, oh my god, my family, avenge.
Isn't Star-Lord supposed to be in the next Avengers?
Isn't it supposed to be Kurt Russell, which I'm kind of amazed about?
Infinity Ward, yeah.
Yeah.
Galaxy 2.
Yeah, and next year.
Yeah.
And I heard Sylvester Stallone's in it too.
So I was looking on Facebook today, and the movie Plex or whatever, those little they throw out all these like rumors that mean absolutely nothing half the time, but it was a picture of Kurt Russell and a picture of the dude Star-Lord himself.
Chris Pratt?
Yes, thank you. And it was saying Chris Pratt was crying at the end of the last day of shooting for Kurt Russell, and I'm like, huh. That's got to be his dad.
Yeah.
Got to be his dad.
That's a speculation, is that it's going to be his dad. But who's his dad? You don't know who he's actually playing.
Can I bring up another nitpick why I thought of it?
Yeah.
Well, for one, Vision didn't go full capacity at any point in time. Why wasn't him and... I'm pretty sure Rhodey wasn't in the beginning assault in Africa. They would have really helped prevent civilian casualties.
Yeah.
And Vision, what does he have anything better to do? He doesn't have a personal life.
Cook.
Why was he not with them? He's too busy trying on clothes.
Yeah.
Pinch of paprika.
And so then the Quinjet became the objective in the airport. I like how the airport was deserted. There's no news shoppers like, oh hey, Civil War happening in crowd. No,
They were evacuating it.
Yeah, obviously, I guess. And Captain America had no idea when they pulled up. The place looked deserted.
He's like always indifferent, always, constantly. Like Vision. He's
That's
just
what the point. Right?
He could have lasered that Quinjet rather than that tower. It would have been the same thing. Like, you know where they're going. Don't destroy the tower to stop them. Destroy what they're going for. Like, at any point in time, Vision, like, in the battle, he didn't do anything, I don't think, when they're running at each other. If he fought, like he fought Hawkeye, doing his translucent fighting, he would have knocked them all out. He could have done anything to him.
He could have destroyed every single person there with the exception of the Scarlet Witch.
Right.
And I think she's the most powerful but most underrated because she can control what you do.
Yeah.
Mostly focus on telekinesis. She didn't even do any of her tricks on people. Which
Yeah.
she could have done that to everybody at the airport.
She could have done it to everybody to either sign the bill or not sign the bill.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to get down to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
So, a Vision should have stepped it up.
So,
He was a lot of letdown in the movie, but considering how powerful he was, especially in Ultron,
I like that he was trying to wear regular clothes.
that was funny. Him walking through the wall and saying, "Oh, the door's open."
Yeah.
Good. But him just not stepping up. I mean, it does come into fact, like when Scarlett Johansson and Hawkeye are fighting, and like, you're pulling your punches. Are we still friends? It depends how hard you hit me. Like, they have to pull punches because they don't want to kill each other. But the Quinjet is not a person. Destroy that thing. They destroyed they took out the helicopter they're about to fly away in. Any one of them, Iron Man could fire a missile at that goddamn thing. They all had the capability to destroy that goddamn Quinjet.
I like that, going back to it, I like that Boseman, Black Panther, he fought Bucky in the suit, and he was wrecking him, and then he fought him out of the suit, and he was still competitive against him without having anything.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So, what would you? I mean, if you were giving it a score,
That was an A.
Yeah, A.
Yeah,
Solid
you knew that.
Even with the nitpicking, with
the writing was awesome. The action was amazing. I get into that plot thing. I do the same thing like Dark Knight. It was a great movie. You have villain who's magic. So this villain, slightly magic or lucky, because he's just a regular dude. He was the most non-superhuman villain there ever was. I mean, he was like special ops, but he did not beat anybody up.
Yeah.
He didn't do any. Like, the best he did was murder some people out in the shadows and like torture them, and then just time everything pretty well. So
Too well, according to you.
A little bit. He escaped that whole facility. I mean,
So if you give it an A, I give it an A. What about you?
It's an A. It's it's my favorite Marvel going at this point. With Iron Man being 2, and then Winter Soldier being 3.
Where do you put Guardians? I have a hard time putting anything above Guardians.
Guardians is good. I forgot about Guardians. So Guardians would be my 2, and then everyone else would drop down. Just because the whole cast and crew
It
of
is
Guardians
excellent.
was,
And it catches you so off guard. It's going to be hard for them to live up to it because the first one was so good.
Mhm.
I put Avengers 1 top of everything.
Yeah.
Guardians, I think, lacked a lot of the stuff that I get when like I geek out when I see this stuff.
Yeah.
So like when I see Iron Man and fight Captain America, you're like, holy crap! You're 5 years old again, going, yeah, look at that.
When you see him on screen the first
Yeah.
time, Captain America next to Iron Man, I was like, oh shit. Or when it said, in this one, when it said Queens, and I knew where they were going, I'm like, oh shit, I can see a new Spider-Man.
Did you like that last shot with the shield and the two-handed Iron Man blast?
Yeah.
From the comic?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And watching Cap and Bucky toss the shield between each other.
Oh, it's great.
that,
great.
that whole last fight was awesome. Bucky getting disarmed
Yeah.
and them fighting to the end. That was pretty cool.
So Guardians doesn't do that to
Yeah,
me.
because you don't know the characters
It's science
well.
fiction and it's awesome, and I love Rocket the Raccoon, and I love Star-Lord, Chris Pratt's character, and it's all good. But I learned to love it, but it doesn't compete with like the true Marvel superhero people that I grew up knowing.
This movie had Martin Freeman in an American accent.
Yeah.
People kept making that such a big deal. Who's Martin Freeman gonna play?
I think he signed on for a lot of films too.
He'll be in the
Is he
Black
gonna
Panther
be
movie.
the new Shield guy?
Well, Coulson's the new Shield guy. What are you talking about? Does nobody watch it?
I don't watch the
You
television
don't watch
show.
Agents of
If he's
Shield?
not in the movies, it doesn't
He's the
matter.
leader of Shield.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, Iron Man could have got any of those people from the show instead of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Why did you do
all
that?
the Inhumans from the
Are you
show.
kidding me, Robert?
Daredevil, Cage, Jessica Jones.
Do you guys want to keep going Marvel, or do you guys want to whip out who has the better topic?
Oh, I just
Travis
have
is
random.
guest.
So when we first were talking about Marvel, we were talking about like Batman versus Superman and then Avengers or Avengers 2.5, which is essentially what this was.
Yeah.
There's an interesting mirror between what DC is doing and the MCU, because I think DC is trying to do a darker take, but they're also almost mirror imaging everything that Marvel's
It's like
done.
a carnival mirror where it's fucked up. It doesn't quite reflect.
But because you have this whole situation where you've got Batman versus Superman, and then you're gonna get Justice League, and then you're gonna get Justice League Part 2.
They're trying to catch up.
Yeah, and so now you got Infinity Wars coming up, and so what they just revealed who the villain is going to be for Justice League Part 1, and at the deleted scene where Lex Luthor's sitting in the rebirth chamber with the mother, that is supposed to be Steppenwolf. DC character. He's the uncle.
Like the band that sings.
Right. Yeah. So Steppenwolf is the uncle to Darkseid, and so he's just like a god, like Darkseid and stuff like that. So he's supposed to be the main character, the main villain, and then like Thanos is going to have to come down now and demolish the Avengers to get the job done. Darkseid's going to have to come down and do. So I just see this parallel, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it all works. I'm kind of intrigued on the DC characters, even though I don't like them as much as the Marvel characters.
I've heard that
Yeah,
they've
it's
already
cool.
started to scale back the DC because the Batman vs Superman it did very well, but it didn't do as well as they expected.
Yeah,
I mean, and they have to. What if Aquaman's terrible? What if the Flash is terrible? I mean, if they have a string of bad movies,
Wonder Woman's going to be a success just because it's a Wonder Woman flick.
yeah, I mean, you have people flock to see that, and she's great. She really was.
It might work the opposite. You have a lot of teenage boys who want to go see Wonder Woman.
That's true. I mean,
I'd go see Gal Gadot.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, you're not a
very
teenage
pretty.
boy anymore. Not
At
for like
heart.
3 years.
At heart.
I hope DC more superhero movies for me the better. I want to see them. I did like parts of Batman vs Superman. I thought Ben Affleck was probably the best Bruce Wayne that's ever been in any movie.
You like all the Dark Seed moments?
Uh,
All the nightmares?
No,
Setting up for the
but him just
future.
running into the cloud to just save people. It's just I really liked
That was a great
Ben
movie.
Affleck in the movie. But they are really trying to. Man, I can't wait for Thanos to fight. He's gonna fucking wreck some people.
Yeah, he is.
Can you live up to
I
all the
don't
other
know.
villains that have been in there?
I don't know. They really underutilized the Collector. You think he's gonna be in the next one? Because Benicio del Toro was in it for like a second.
Right.
And it was such an interesting character.
How does Thanos get the gauntlet if the Mind Stone is in the Vision's head?
Right. He's gonna rip it out.
Right, like, so just Vision dies?
The death of Vision might be a
That might be-
thing. At least some people
Spoiler!
fucking die.
Yeah.
It didn't kill off anybody in this. not a waste, but if you're pitting all the superheroes against each other, none of them die.
I mean, and who is
Call it civil disagreement.
all the really powerful mutants, other than like Scarlet Witch and Vision?
Can't call them
mutants. Whatever. Are in X-Men. I mean, who is fighting Thanos? That's Captain America's not gonna be able to fight him. Iron Man's not gonna be able to fight him. I mean, you have this like supreme fucking villain, and who are you gonna have? That's gonna be, unless that movie's like 4 hours long. I guess they're doing 2 of them.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to fit so many people into this movie to be. Yeah. When does Avengers come out? Is it 2018?
Yeah.
No,
2017.
19.
Is it 19?
Because you got Strange.
Is this year?
And
next year is Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Guardians
2.
and Spider-Man.
Yeah, and then so the following year
is Black Panther and Infinity War.
It's 19. Yeah.
You don't know if Thanos is gonna be like the only villain. If, say, for instance, he opens 1,000 wormholes across the planet with aliens, it's gonna be Independence Day with Captain America and the Avengers in the middle. So if that was to happen, Captain America can fight aliens for half an hour while the Hulk fights.
Oh, the Hulk, yeah. I mean,
so if that's the movie, it's like a disaster level event movie, not quite one villain, one team against them, it would work out. They'd have to or create a few other little villains, bring back Red Skull, different actor, or bring back
whatever happened.
Who's
to him?
left?
Hugo Weaving.
He doesn't want to do like in general.
He doesn't want to act anymore. Like V versus Vendetta 2 would be a great movie.
He was.
I think we don't even explore that anymore.
He was in the Hobbit movies, right?
Yeah.
Or was he just in the second one? I don't even remember.
He appeared in the first one, and then I think he came back in the third one.
Okay.
Because the second one had none.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And so, to keep on the same theme, the Russo brothers they directed this last Captain America movie, and then they were talking about how they really pushed to get Spidey on loan from Sony, and they got it, and they were asked, who else would you want to bring in if you could bring in anyone else? And they're like, we want to bring in fucking Wolverine. I'm like, wouldn't that be the most awesome get in the MCU? But how do you bring those timelines together? And then that led me to go, who fucking wins in a battle? Wolverine, Captain America, Wolverine, and any of the Avengers? Like, Wolverine is like the shit.
Yeah.
Regenerative abilities, Wolverine will take a lot.
And Wolverine versus Deadpool.
Marvel and Sony are way better than Marvel and Fox, so fat chance.
Yeah, that's a tall order.
They hate each other.
But when money's
money.
When money's involved.
Yeah, but Marvel wants creative control too.
Who's to know how good this X-Men Apocalypse is going to be? And I don't like how they created Apocalypse. Like I don't like the makeup that they're using on him.
Are upset about it.
Yeah, I'm a little upset about the whole thing, and like the over 80s situation. Like, yeah, great. I know you're trying to keep the time period moving, but you don't need fucking Jubilee in anything.
Yeah.
I need her in the animated show. But doesn't Apocalypse look basically like his comic book counterpart?
He looks more Pharaoh and less robot, in my opinion.
What's funny is the guy that cosplayed as Apocalypse last year at Comic-Con looked way better than the version of him in the movie.
Don't you talk bad about Poe Dameron.
Yeah, it is Poe Dameron.
I know who it is, and I think he's such a good actor, but I just don't like how they created. He looks more like Victor Ooze from Power Rangers than he does,
I think you're the only one excited for a Power Rangers movie. We don't have Brian here to argue.
I think I tweeted you about the pictures of that. You see the one girl, the Pink Ranger, has heels in her boots.
Nice.
That is awful. That is god awful. I don't even know any movies that I'm excited for the rest of the year. Well, Fantastic Beasts, just because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. But
Suicide Squad,
we'll probably see that and do a podcast on it because we're trying to keep up to date with what's going on.
What's the last Will Smith movie you really?
Will Smith movie
you liked?
I don't know.
Smith.
I Am Legend.
That's the last movie you liked?
Yeah, of his.
First half.
I didn't see Concussion. I didn't see. It's been a little while. Why wouldn't he do Independence Day? Independence Day looks super cheesy, but I saw that movie 3 times in theaters. I'm gonna go see it.
They put some budget on it.
Yeah.
I
know they got a Hemsworth.
They put some stank.
I'm interested in Strange.
I'll definitely see it.
I think they're getting from what I've seen of the trailer that they've put out there, too much of interdimensional play. That's where you lose me. Like the Flash storyline where you're going different timelines all the time. Same thing with Strange. You're like sitting there going like, yeah, wow, okay, it looks like Inception on crack.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's his thing too. I was skeptical of the first Thor. I'm like, they're gonna go to Asgard. How's this gonna be? And
Asgard
I like the
looked pretty
yeah,
good,
I like the first Thor. So yeah, I'm not super excited about Doctor Strange. I'll go see it. It's a Marvel movie. I'm lost my train of thought.
The trailer didn't make it.
Oh, I'm more excited about seeing the villain. I love the guy.
Mads
Who played,
Mikkelsen.
I love that guy. So I'm way more excited about seeing him.
Who's the villain?
Mads Mikkelsen.
He's gonna be the villain.
Le
everything.
Chiffre.
He's gonna be the villain next Star Wars.
I don't think he's a new villain in Star Wars.
He's gonna be in Rogue One.
Yeah, but I don't think he's the villain.
You think he's gonna be a good guy?
Yeah,
He's gonna be a good guy since King Arthur.
I think he's gonna be a good guy. He was a good
He's
guy
a
in.
Falcon, right?
He was.
Yeah.
He was a good guy in
had
Clash of the
Red Wing.
Titans, wasn't he?
I
Kinda.
didn't see the second one. Was he in the second one?
He was in the first one, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was
Who the
on the
hell
journey
is-
with the.
He was in the first
Perseus.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's had long hair.
And
It's
he's
hard to.
Hannibal. I mean, he's a good guy.
Yeah, that's a good guy.
Killing bad people.
And eating them. Pretty good cannibal.
Kind of like a Dexter complex, you know. Is a
Ooh.
bad guy.
Dexter. So have you seen the trailer for that new AMC show? Feed the Beast?
No.
It's got Ross Geller. Why can't I think? David Schwimmer.
Oh yeah. Oh, and it has the guy from Across the Universe, the guy that played.
And it says it's from the people that made Dexter and something else. And I'm like, it's AMC.
Yeah.
It actually, I just watched the trailer today, and I'm like, this actually looks
They
like
don't
it
make
could
bad
be
shows at
interesting.
AMC.
No, they don't.
Well, I should say they usually don't make bad shows because I hated that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon shit show that they put on there.
Yeah, I
whatever.
remember you
Into the
saying
Badlands.
I like Turn.
Ugh. Yeah. Turn's good.
But I couldn't get into Mad Men.
I'll see that. That's
your show.
Don Draper's my man crush.
It's over, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been over for a while.
I still jerk off to it. Every
You
now
think
and
that Mad Men was better than Breaking Bad?
again. No, I think Breaking Bad was the better arc.
Story.
And,
How do you
and
like Saul?
I love Saul. I think Saul is a great show.
I did not think he was going to be able to hold his own show, and it is. Although Mike's been in a lot the second season, it is great. Like
Yeah.
it is great storytelling.
Yeah, I think the whole aspect of him being Jimmy and before he's Saul and you keep wondering how is he going to get in that big spot in that strip mall with all these like random pillars in his office.
Yeah.
When is he going to get there? How does he get to that point? But I do like the black and white times where he's in current day at Cinnabon as a manager,
Yeah.
crying into his coffee. You're like, okay, that's
Once
kinda
per
cool.
season.
What do you think about Gus Fring being back?
I haven't seen.
You haven't seen that?
Yeah.
There was
It's assume he's coming back. Well, there's a lot. They basically said
the beginning letters of each episode spelled Fring's back.
Really?
They did that a lot in Breaking Bad, but do you remember Mike's car alarm was going off?
Yeah, yeah.
the horn? And it said, "Please don't," or whatever. They're saying it was Fring or Fring's men who wrote that.
Huh.
Because he has a whole deal with the cartel and everything, and eventually Mike starts working for him.
Yeah.
Before Breaking Bad starts, so saying, okay, this might be the first meeting of him, and there's gonna be why he shouldn't kill them.
Now you
blah,
want the
blah.
next season to start.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I recorded all the second season, and I got like halfway
Oh, you haven't
through
finished it?
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh.
So
Oh, so you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
no,
No, you gotta watch it. It's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, sorry.
no, I'm the opposite of the
He
spoilers guy.
wants to
I
know
love
everything.
to know what's gonna happen before it happens. That's why I read like all the wiki posts and stuff
Who did
like
you
that.
post that died
Oh.
on Walking Dead that I got fucking screamed at on Facebook? Because I had that Walking Dead discussion thing that I
Yeah.
haven't done anything with this year. And you said somebody, you're like, I can't believe somebody died. And I got messaged by people on Facebook.
Can't believe you didn't wait till Wednesday to say this.
Don't go on Facebook if you don't want to know.
Exactly. People, I'm not.
I
I'm
don't.
telling people not to use their Facebook account.
No, not until they watch it.
24 hours is all I'm gonna wait to talk about this.
This was
thing.
like 2.
I know. My bad etiquette.
yeah.
I was just excited.
24
I know.
hours is hard. People have to work Sunday nights in some jobs.
They have to work 24 hours? His wife's a nurse. She works 12-hour shifts.
Say they
I
close
mean,
Sunday, open Monday, and on their
there's-
lunch they read
they-
Facebook.
Legally in California, you have to have 8 hours between shifts.
You've opened and closed. Or closed and open.
When was the last time I fucking closed?
No, but you've done it.
I think the last time you closed was the last time I worked with you.
Yeah.
You're a young man, no kids.
Almost a decade
My
ago.
back didn't hurt. My chest didn't hurt.
You had a fro.
Yeah. Those
That
are
was
the
awesome.
days.
That was an epic fro. By
I
the way.
know. People have asked me to grow it back. You know how much gray would be in that fro now?
That'd be awesome.
I need a haircut now. I was loading a mirror at work and I'm like, oh my god, look at all my gray hair.
Yeah.
Do you dye your hair?
Do I know?
Yeah. You don't have any gray hair?
Not,
Fuck it.
not that I've seen. Brittany sometimes goes, I think you have gray hair. And I'm like, okay. I kind of want the George Clooney salt and pepper look, though.
I'm
I
hoping
think
I go
that'll
gray.
be distinguished.
I'm hoping I go fully gray Anderson Cooper before I go bald.
Nice. You have the light steel blue eyes, so that'll go good.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that awkward?
No, not at all.
We
There's
spoon,
been,
so it's cool.
there's been way more intimate situations than this.
I laid my arm up like to once.
What do you got, Corey? We're at 49 minutes, so we got like 10, 15 minutes left.
You sure you
At
want
the
to push
least.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. What do you got?
I was just gonna do who would win Marvel DC stuff, but it'd be you guys argue it out. So
Well, I mean, there's only 3 of us. We'd all have to argue it out.
okay, so I just made classic matches. I made this a while ago, so this would just be
So you didn't even do any research to bring a new topic to the table? You did
No.
something you...
no. So what I want from you guys, just so we don't argue about this, I want one of you to pick like a location generically, like town. Or,
Back alley.
Okay, back alley, and then I want somebody else to pick a weird situation or
It's raining.
stifling condition.
Hong Kong drug bust.
In a back alley.
Yeah.
So there's other people around?
I'm setting up for
I
you
was
to put
thinking,
Chung
like,
Li
you
in
know,
the
like
scenario right
Blizzard in Antarctica, like, but I guess whatever.
now. Tornado Trailer Park, Kansas, go.
Okay, there you go.
And in that situation,
Storm wins.
Who would win? Captain America versus Batman.
Where's Brian? Brian picks Batman no matter what.
See, this is where I come because Batman has a lot of resources and he is a good fighter.
Is he good in tornadoes?
Is Captain good in tornadoes? He's still mortal, just
He's
like
stronger,
like
though.
Batman. Yeah, I mean, did you see him holding the helicopter?
His
on,
wings
the
aren't going to
bicep?
catch flight and drag him
Yeah,
off.
yeah. I think Cap wins. I think Cap wins that fight just because Captain.
The gadgets he throws, Batman, if he threw anything, all their throwing ability would be hindered.
Yeah.
Brian just
High
sent me
winds.
like a comic window that says that Batman's like, I don't remember when it's from, but it was when they did a crossover. Batman's like, it's conceivable that you could beat me. If Batman has time to plan, he beats anybody.
Mhm.
I believe if Batman is planning, he's like, I have to fight Captain America, he's gonna beat him. They show up in a tornado in Kentucky. Where did you say?
Kansas.
Kansas.
He just goes for the legs.
Yeah. Cap wins. I think Cap wins in a situation where they're both walking up to just fight. Which is funny because they have this thing called MMA math. It's like just because this person beat this person doesn't mean this person will beat this person.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Scouting reports.
I think Cap beats Batman. Batman beats Iron Man, but I think Iron Man has a better chance of beating Captain America than Batman does.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, I read this before I watched the movie. The suit knows every single one of Captain America's moves, so he can.
And played out.
Yeah, so he can play it out. So I mean, it's an epic battle. I mean, you got to assume if he knows everything you're going to throw, I could beat you.
Even the robot said in the movie, you can't beat him at close quarters.
Yeah.
Like, you should fly away and shoot missiles
He
at
needs to
him.
get rid of the sound that goes before it fires because
Yeah.
it's a tell.
Right.
I thought the shield was going to kill him.
Yeah.
That's not life support for it?
No, because
Not
in
anymore.
3
He had
he got it removed.
That's right. I've seen 3 the one time.
Okay, what's
Okay, so place, Travis.
San Diego rainstorm,
It doesn't happen very often.
but when it does, it's chaos.
This
Speaking of a guy that commutes, it's chaos.
It's
was like Thor versus Shazam.
I don't know enough about Shazam.
Isn't he just like Superman?
He's up there.
If it's raining,
But Thor's up there too. It'd be able to fly and lightning.
yeah, exactly. Water conducts electricity.
That's why you guys don't know too much about this.
Yeah, I'd move on to the next
Okay.
matchup.
Place and situation. One,
Boxing
two,
ring.
and then situation.
Boxing.
Oh,
Madison
it's
Square
like-
Garden boxing
You know,
ring.
you like blackout, no lights or something. You pick, it's like whatever.
And there's baby oil on the boxing ring.
Underground cockfighting ring, Madison Square Garden basement.
There you go.
With Deadpool versus Deathstroke.
Deadpool.
It's the same character,
Yeah.
except one has healing powers. Do you know this? Do you know about this? How
Deathstroke.
well, Deathstroke is Slade Wilson and Deadpool is Wade Wilson. It's a
They
complete.
steal each other's characters and just name them stupid or different names, and
This
Yeah.
one's pretty.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
obvious.
and they both started out as mercenaries, but I mean, there's a lot more to the abilities of Deadpool, and since then he's been turned into what he is now.
So what you're saying, Deadpool, no matter where you're
If
fighting?
they're both, you have to give probably the edge in fighting skills to Slade Wilson. I think that Deathstroke's a little probably better at combat.
Yeah, but who's better in a cockfight?
But you gotta assume Deadpool. I mean, because he gets his arm chopped off and he can still go and he'd fight you with a fucking rooster.
And Travis?
I agree. I just think Wade Wilson is.
I think what it's gonna come down to is this is a DC. This isn't a DC room. This isn't a DC friendly spot.
Yeah, he picked only. So I might as well. This one would be identical also, but you have another place and situation. You guys might.
Street Fighter, the Brazil stage where Blanca fights.
Okay, well, Hawkeye versus Green Arrow.
I love Stephen Amell. I'm picking Green Arrow.
You watch the show, but
I like Green Arrow. I watch the show too.
Do you watch it now?
I watch it every now and again. I do record it, but sometimes I don't get a chance to watch it all the time.
It was on Netflix. Did you watch the?
I haven't started from the beginning. I just picked it up right when they started doing crossovers with
Did
Flash.
you watch the Kevin Smith episode of
No, but
Flash?
I want to see it.
It was so.
I stopped halfway through this last season when they did the mid-season finale for this.
You haven't caught up?
I haven't caught up
It's
yet.
gotten pretty good, but there's a restaurant in that universe, the one with Flash and Arrow and them, in Supergirl's movie to CW.
Oh.
Not that I watch it, but it's called Big Belly Burger. It's like it's throughout the shows. But so a couple is this guy and a girl are coming out of Big Belly Burger, and this guy's like, the Big Belly Burger in Starling City is way better, and it's Jason Mewes. And she's like, "Is that your car?" And it's a yellow Hummer, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my car." And this guy breaks it, and he's like, "That's my mom's car."
I love Jason Mewes, even though he has meth mouth.
He fucking did heroin for a long time, man. He's supposed to be clean at this point.
Yeah,
He's married,
yeah.
has a kid. It's awesome, but
It's great.
It's drugs take their toll.
Did you did you see the trailer for Yoga Hosers yet?
No.
You should look that up. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I like Johnny Depp because he's a character in.
He was in Tusk, right? Did you see Tusk?
I did see Tusk.
I
didn't know he was in Tusk, but
No, it wasn't Tusk. What was after Tusk? He did a movie where they were. Yeah, it was Tusk. I think he was in it.
I don't know. The Yoga Hoser girls were in Tusk.
Yeah, so that was the first one, and then he's making Yoga Hosers, and then he wants to make Moose Jaws.
Yeah.
Which is
Interesting.
yeah.
Jaws but with a moose.
And all these are ideas from his podcast that people just go, "Hey, you should make a movie about this." He's like, "Okay."
You should have gone to his thing downtown.
He's
so
entertaining as hell.
It was so good. We were in the second row. He was this far away from me. He was
Awesome.
3 feet away from me, and he's the reason we're doing the podcast. You know, I've always wanted, Corey and I have talked about doing it. I've talked to Corey about doing it in the past, and he was just talking about, he's like, if you want to say something, get it out there. It's super easy. I got a $15 microphone. I plug it into my iPhone, and of course, we're going to upgrade equipment here soon to get a better, you look like you're going to die, Corey.
Why?
It's hot in here. We do this out of my garage, so sometimes you'll hear planes going over and shit. We don't have we do this out of a high quality
Yeah, this is a
studio.
professional recording studio.
But it's hot.
I'm not naked right now, but it's cool. Before this, we were talking about Assassin's Creed trailer, and it looked pretty good. I've never played the games. I'm looking to get a new system, PlayStation.
PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4 or Xbox One?
Wii U.
PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4?
Wii U.
You're also in a PlayStation room.
Well, yeah, okay.
This is a non-DC friendly Marvel room that plays PlayStation 4.
Okay, because I don't know, they're all about the same price point, so I just wanted to know.
Well, it's just
why one or the
exclusives.
other.
If you want to play Halo or Uncharted, you gotta make up your mind.
Uncharted is excellent. You need to buy PlayStation 4 and play Last of Us. It is by far one of the best games you'll ever play in your entire life.
Uncharted?
Uncharted is, yes.
Yeah.
Uncharted's made by the people that make Last of Us, and Last of
Okay.
Us is one of the best, most engaging story.
Yeah. Because I want to
played.
do Uncharted. I want to do the Assassin's Creed series. I want to do.
You can beat an Uncharted game in like 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
saying.
have Uncharted 4 in here. I haven't started it yet. I got it
If you
Tuesday.
buy a PlayStation 4, you're not gonna catch up on Assassin's Creed, though.
No,
It's
it's because I play so irregularly, but it's like when Brittany's on a Sunday, when Brittany's at work and I'm bored as hell at home,
Football's not on.
I could just throw on a game and let 6 hours roll by like nothing because I'm immersed.
Xbox One is backwards compatible.
No, who does Fallout?
Bethesda, and it's on both systems.
Okay, cool. Because I saw Fallout, the trailer for Fallout and stuff. That looks pretty cool.
It's fun. But he spent 486 hours on that game, or 492 hours. I spent 60, which is a lot for me.
Yeah.
And
See, I'm not a trophy guy. I'm not even a guy that likes to go back and do different. I set it easy and let's go. I have places to be and I just want the experience.
Yeah. Last of Us, man. I would recommend that game above almost everything. It is so good, especially not as a casual gamer, but you're not going to have to spend 50, 100 hours on it. You could probably beat it in, 10, 12 hours?
Yeah, and it did remastered, so...
And the story is great. It was a PlayStation 3 game, but it is excellent. It is on PS4, and then you can play Uncharted, and Uncharted games are short.
He was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, too.
I never got like the Grand Theft Auto. It reminded me like Duke Nukem back on the computer days where you can like fuck a hooker and go, oh yeah!
Oh, yeah. The story is way more evolved than just beating up hookers. That's like a GTA 2 type thing, you know.
I played GTA 2. Did you ever play that? The over-the-top one?
Yeah.
Did any of you ever play Rise of the Argonauts?
I did.
I did.
We both did.
I was so stoked about that stupid game. That was the one year I went to Comic-Con with you.
Yeah. You played that game?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Love that game.
I don't remember you playing it.
I played
I
it.
have that game.
I own it.
I have it too.
I beat it.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're the only one.
I beat it.
Did you? I didn't beat it.
I had to cheat to beat one of the last bosses, but yeah, I got it.
I like all Greek mythology.
Yeah.
In that game, they made it look like it was going to be so bad. Like, you could take off limbs and attack certain angles.
It was okay.
It was only okay.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
very linear, and it was a light RPG at
As
best.
far as Assassin's Creed go, I've beaten 1, 2, 3, Brotherhood,
You skipped 4?
4. No, I beat 4.
You played the American Revolution one?
Yeah, I beat that one.
Did it way after the fact, I think.
I haven't beaten Black Flag. Is it called Black Flag?
Yeah.
I haven't beaten that
I
one.
had one.
And I have the second to most recent one that Katrina got me that I haven't played much of. Unity, yeah, I had Unity. And I haven't beaten those. I got a little bored. I love those games, and I'll probably go back and play them after I beat Uncharted and the Michonne story. Those are fun games too, the Telltale games for Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Very story oriented, not a lot of action.
Right.
But it's like a basically. Did you ever do choose your own adventure Goosebumps books?
No.
Really?
I see. I need parameters. Like there are video games. I remember when I had like N64 and like Superman came out on it, and you could like fly anywhere. And I'm sitting there going like, why? What? I just want to fly to the next point.
Are you telling me
I don't want to live in that world. I want to beat that
Do you
world.
understand that Superman 64 is one of the worst games ever created?
I understand that, but at the time, you could just fly and you not achieve a thing for 2
I'm the
hours.
opposite, man. When I was playing Ultimate Spider-Man on PlayStation 2, you go around all New York and you're Spider-Man. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And then you could switch to Venom, and you could just wreck shit.
That was GTA. That was the first open world.
Yeah.
So.
I like structured.
Then you
video
probably
games.
won't like Fallout.
Really?
Fallout, you can go anywhere as soon as the game starts.
That's why it takes so long. And, yeah.
But they don't give you like a path or a hint to a path. Like
You can follow the main
storylines,
story,
yeah.
but you still, as soon as you do one thing, it's like, oh, you can help these kids, and then help that. Unless you ignore everybody, which is really hard to want to do because you get sidetracked so fast. Nobody ever just does a main storyline unless you're an asshole.
I did have quite a few extra missions this time around, more so than the last ones. I think that we need to do the flickchart.com thing again, not today, but I think we need to get you back here with Brian, so there's 4 of us, so if we stalemate, we can argue.
Yeah.
I don't like the even number. I'm against it.
You're
Get
against
Anthony
it?
and Brian.
Then there'd be
and
5 of
myself,
us.
We'll see what Brian says, and we'll see who wins.
Well, Brian will want him here.
Thursday, I'm pretty much down on Thursdays. If you can accommodate, because like I can do the gym at 9:30.
When do you work on Thursday?
I work from home, so I take a minute, take my lunch break early, go to the gym, come back, do some more work. I get off at 3, get in the car, head down here, be at 4, and have time to.
Well, Corey doesn't do anything.
You don't even have to go to the gym. This is like a sauna.
Yeah.
You just you freaking work out here.
Yeah.
But then he couldn't tell everybody he was doing CrossFit.
Right. I'm doing CrossFit, everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In
Tell me
case you didn't
more.
know, Boombox CrossFit. I was telling Robert that there's a CrossFit gym in Santee called Zastic, which is a zombie apocalypse training course CrossFit gym inspired
I
theme.
think you just sold Robert.
No, I can't afford that, nor do I have the time. And I think if either one of us tried to actually do something physical, we'd probably die.
Nah, I think you can give yourself more credit than that.
I don't know. I'm in pretty bad shape. Everything cracks. I can't walk 10 feet without my stomach or chest hurting.
Stereotypical fat nerd.
You have to listen to the What Say You podcast. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up on the podcast, but it's Sal and Q from Impractical Jokers.
Okay.
And they've been best friends for forever, and it's hysterical.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to give them a shot. I tried to listen to Myths and Legends podcast on. I was just thinking things to fill my time because I was going through catching up to all my podcasts, and it's like a 11 thing series on like King Arthur's knights, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna hold off on that one until I'm really desperate for some new content.
I only listen to comedy ones. Do you listen to Tell 'em Steve Dave?
No.
That's pretty good too.
Marin,
I need to start listening to
Nerdist, Radiolab, This American Life, Serial.
Tell 'em Steve Dave is good, man. You know who it is? It's have you ever seen Clerks?
Yeah.
The guys Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Yeah.
It's Walt Flanagan and Brian Johnson from Comic Book Man and Q from Impractical Jokers. And there's like 265 episodes.
Okay.
They've been doing it for a long time.
Then.
And I started listening probably 3 or 4 months ago. And I've listened to all those episodes, and then I started going back and listening to that. I'm doing that with What Say You too, but they're very infrequent because they tour and they do all kinds of stuff. So, but those are good podcasts. You should also make sure you listen to 9 to 5 Nerds
every week.
Every week that it goes out.
Some weeks are less than others, but
yeah, I know. 7 episodes pretty good so far, and we recorded 2 that weren't very good.
It's a real milestone.
Yeah. So far, I mean, we got to figure out what we're gonna do for the 10th episode because I'd like to do something fun. Maybe get a couple people to be on it.
Probably an all-new episode.
Will that be closer to the Game of Thrones mid-season that you want to do?
Yeah.
The 10th episode? That should be a really good one. There'll be a lot of talking points.
Mid-season is like in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but this will be episode 7, so we have 2 more.
8, 9, and then 10 should be. Yeah, I don't know.
I'd like to get a couple more in there. Yeah. I also want to do a San Diego Comic-Con before and after episode. But I think that's good for this week. We're at an hour and 6 minutes.
Sweet.
So that is good for episode 7 of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swather. That's me, Corey Urkel.
See ya.
And our guest, Travis Angeles.
Hello.
You mean goodbye?
That too.